like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the London Monarchs and the Dallas Cowboys. That'll be taken in the end zone. Carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Second down, Prescott. Escaping the pressure right. And that's incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. Goes underneath for Bell. A second juke. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 24 yards. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a long night.
A second down throw for Bridgewater. This is Bell on the dump off. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So second catch on the drive, He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So if they can get him going in the passing game, it should open up his running game, too. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Bridgewater now on second down. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. This will be their first trip to the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 19. From the red zone now, Bridgewater flushed out right. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Second down, Bridgewater. Flush to his right. And it's caught. Touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And this offense takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games, and another good start to this one, out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. First carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs. Run some plays, run some clock. Allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Telvin Smith that time there to make the play.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
On play action, they'll throw. And he's got it to Hearns. And that one good for 16 yards and a first.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on third down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Airing it out for Hearns. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin as it's London football to begin quarter number 2 as they take over following the punt with a 1st and 10. And now back out comes the offense. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. He could muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. They'll try and run for it with Bell. They find some open field here. It's a big run that time by Bell. 46 yards on the ground. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they've come together, had a plan, and stuck to it. And when you get big-time runs like that, makes it easier to stay with it, doesn't it?
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They'll try to throw here now. Bridgewater. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they'll get this down to the 10. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets them up now 1st and goal.
Good route, good pickup for 1st down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
A gain of 9 there, sets up 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll try and run it in with Bell. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Le'Veon Bell, his 21st touchdown of the season. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive. And how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Hey. You got three. Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19. Mike's 50.
Back to throw here. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Now a first down carry by Bell. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 2nd down, it's Bell. And he will make his way back to where he started from, and that's all, as we will make our way to the 2-minute warning. Dante Fowler in on the stop. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. Now Bridgewater. He gets it to Brown. Complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands it.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Le'Veon Bell. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Gostkowski the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
3 down. Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19. Okay, just like that. Just like that. Gone.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. Following the delay, here's 2nd and 9. After the penalty, it's Elliott. Pushing through the contact. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. It appears he'll be a few inches short, so 9 yards on the gain officially, and it'll be 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. A first down carry by Elliott. And he'll be brought losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. They'll throw now on the final play. Airing one deep for Curse. And incomplete on the deep ball. So we've hit halftime on Turkey Day here in Dallas. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing, but with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Complete out right to Kurz. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 30 yards there. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times, and he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Cameron Jordan in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down. 4 down.
They'll look to throw here. And he's going to go down again. Aaron Donald. He's the one to get him this time. And back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. With it is Brown. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
They'll get only a couple down to the 44. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you stop the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Bridgewater. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. 27 yards, a big play there on 4th.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. His pass caught at the 4. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
On third down, here's Bell. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Le'Veon Bell with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Extra point try for Gostkowski. Extra point good by Gostkowski. And it is 28-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And out now come the Cowboys. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Christian Kirksey coming in hard on the blitz. He gets him down for a loss of 4. The Cowboys on third down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 14.
Now let's go. Blue liner.
Back to throw. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Telvin Smith in there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. First down, Bridgewater. And a big loss here as he's taken down. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. From the gun, Bridgewater. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Play action now. Bridgewater buying time to his left. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half. Incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him to find him. Find him.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Bridgewater to throw it. Trying to fight his tight end, Kelsey, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47, and the return stops at the 39-yard line. The tight end, Kelsey, was the intended target. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Now back to throw. Out to the left there and complete to Howard. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Cameron Jordan in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Now Brown dances by him. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and we have reached the 2-minute warning. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. Throwing here, Bridgewater. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I know at retirement ceremonies, a rocking chair is often one of the major gifts, but don't give this guy one just yet. He may be plus 30, but my goodness, how about that effort?
Yeah, he's not that old. Hey, I'm on the wrong side of 32.
You okay? You feeling all right?
I'll be all right.
Okay, good.
I just need some chocolate and a box of tissues. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Get set.
Out of the gun, Bridgewater. Escaping the pressure right. Over the middle here to Brown. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
We got three, fellas. We got 3.
Bridgewater here to throw. Goes underneath for Bell. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 7 yards on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Here's Bridgewater. Forced out to his left. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down. Bridgewater on first down. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The linebacker, Demario Davis, got a hand in to break that one up. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Delta.
A 2nd down throw for Bridgewater. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Bridgewater now. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. That one looks like he'll throw here. They'll roll him out right. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. There defensively was John Johnson to knock it free.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're and this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. They are down big. They have not scored a single point. I don't know. Are they so defeated at this point you just want to get in the locker room, get the heck out of here?
That is one way to approach it. Sometimes coaches say, that's it, okay? It hasn't worked all game. There's no sense in doing something now. Let's get out of here. No one gets hurt. But others will look at it and say, we still have an opportunity to do something.
There's pride on the line.
Exactly. You have pride on the line, execution as you look forward and get ready for your next game, and a message to your team. We're not going to quit. No matter what the battle is, we're going to finish this thing out.
And they'll indeed take a knee. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
So Charles are able to complete what so often seems to be elusive, a shutout in the NFL. And maybe what's fitting is they ended the game on the field, that defensive unit on the field. What an exclamation mark.
And probably felt like they could go another 60 minutes without anyone putting points on the board against them. That's the confidence you gain throughout when you're pitching a shutout. And they're going to leave the stadium feeling like they're all 10 feet tall.
So for our visitors, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Cincinnati next week. Meanwhile, for Dallas, the problems just get worse and worse as they fall to 2-9 now on the year. And they'll get a home date next week against the Minnesota Vikings. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.